Hey, Alan Cowgill here, and that is a picture of where my Savannah event is going to be held November the 8th through the 11th, and I'm hoping you can sign up and looking forward to seeing you. The event's in Savannah, Georgia, and the reason I did that was because back in the mid 80s, I had a chance to live there for a year. I worked for a company called Hobart Corporation. They make slicers for the international market, and I was their materials manager, and it was in Richmond Hill, which is right outside of Savannah. And it was a year when we sent our troops over to Grenada. In fact, where I was staying, the troops were many of the troops were also staying there too. And I after they got back, they were still hanging around the pool where I was at. And I fell in love with Savannah when I was there. Beautiful city. I found a restaurant that I loved called Mrs. Wilkes Boarding House. It was on Jones Street, and they serve folks family style, and it's a very unique restaurant. And also Paula Dean's there. Maybe you know about her, and the Forrest Gump movie was shot there. In fact, actually, on one of the parks, you can see the bench that he was sitting in at for the from a lot of the movie. Savannah's an hour from Hilton Head, and my secretary, when I moved back to Ohio after I'd lived there for a year, I told my secretary what a wonderful city it was, and she decided to get married there. And then I spoke in Atlanta just a few weeks ago, and some lady in the audience said she got married in Savannah also. It is a beautiful city, and that's why folks gravitate to getting married there. A little bit of history about Savannah. It was settled back in 1733 by a gentleman called James Oglethorpe. He was a philanthropist out of Britain, and he founded the city. And one of the neat things that he did was he laid out parks in each of the intersections downtown, and that's where one of those benches are at, where Forrest Gump movie was shot. Now, when the Civil War came along, General Sherman burned a 60-mile swath through Georgia from Atlanta to the ocean. But when he got to Savannah, he found it such a beautiful city, he didn't burn it, and he turned it over to President Lincoln as a Christmas gift, my understanding. And so there's pre-Civil War homes there. There are a couple forts to tour, and I had a chance to take my dad through one of them when he came down to visit me many years ago when I was living there, and it's one of the great memories I have of hanging out with my dad. The Girl Scouts was founded in Savannah. The movie The Garden of Good and Evil was shot there, which is a true story about something that happened in Savannah. And there are a number of tours, carriage rides, tour on the Savannah River. There's even deep sea fishing. When I was there, went down to the one of the rivers, and there was a shark hunter club that had just brought in their catch for the day. And one of the things I like is the Spanish moss that's hanging off so many of the trees. And when you're down on the Savannah River, in fact, I'm standing in Georgia right now, and that hotel you see across the street there is in South Carolina. There's tour boats, dinner tours, and here's a couple of the boats that do that. And there's just so many sights to see in Savannah. Just a wonderful city, and I really hope you come to the boot camp. It's going to be out at the Embassy Suites by the airport. It's the Savannah Hilton Head Airport, and I visited the hotel. It is dynamite, great place to have an event. I need to let you know that your room block expires October 24th. So if you want to get the best rate, you need to call today and call 912-330-8222. Write that down, 912-330-8222, so you don't miss out. And you need to be at the event and stay at the hotel because you're going to be hanging out with like-minded folks. You don't want to take off after the event and go someplace else and go to some other hotel and sit there and watch TV when you got so many folks that you ought to hang out with and talk to. And in fact, I have friends that I made many, many years ago, still great friends with them, that I met at events that I went to when I was coming up through my real estate education. So my staff will be hanging out there too, and we're staying there so that if you got questions to ask them, they are available for that. And my wife's even going to show up because she loves Savannah. So I'm looking forward to seeing you. Sign up right now so you don't miss out on the room block. 912-330-8222. And I'm look. This event's going to rock. I'll tell you what. I've got so much great information to share with you, and a lot of stuff's life changing. So sign up, be there, and I'm looking forward to seeing you and to your wealth.